welcome to Cooking with Cori. I'm your host, Chef Cori Dern, and I'm also a proud media spokesperson for Foodland, Ontario, where good things grow. And you know what grows in Ontario that's absolutely delicious? Apples. I love me some good Ontario apples. And today, I'm going to show you how to make a really delicious apple dessert that is so easy you're going to be wanting to eat it every single day. This is one pan, stovetop apple crisp. So you can see I've got my pan to be specific. I'm going to put it on to about a medium heat. And for this recipe, you need an apple. So what I've done is I've peeled about 6 cups worth of apples, taken the skin off, sliced them up. In order to stop them from browning, it's a really good idea to put them into lemon water or just spritz them with some lemon juice, and then they will stay nice and white, like you can see right here. For this recipe, I'm also going to be making a really yummy walnut and oat topper. And so that's the thing I want to do first. So first things first, let me get some yummy butter into my pan. That's not too hot, but just hot enough. I don't want it too hot because I just don't want to burn the butter. And this is not one of those recipes where I want to put an oil in the pan alongside of the butter. I just want the butter in the pan. And to this butter, I'm going to stir in my oats. And these oats take only about 4 to 5 minutes to cook if I was making an oatmeal. In this case, I just want to toast them up in the butter. And I'm going to also stir in some walnuts. And I suppose you could use any kind of nut you want. It's really up to you. I'm not going to judge you for whatever nut you choose, but this happens to be really delicious with walnuts. And I'm always saying this to you, that a recipe is just a guideline. Remember that you are the chef at home, and if you don't like a certain something, then turn it into something that you do really enjoy. So I've got my oats, my butter has melted, I've got my walnuts, and to that I'm going to stir in a little bit of maple syrup. I'm going to reserve a little for my apples. There we go. And I'm going to let that chill out a bit. And I'm also going to add just a little bit of cinnamon to this. And you'll notice I'm using the same ingredients for everything that I'm doing because that is the flavor profile that I want to achieve. So this is going to cook for, I'm going to say, about 3 to 4 minutes until it's nice and toasted. And it's already starting to smell so great. Until everything is nice and toasted. And then once it is all nice and toasted, you're going to put it aside. And you're going to let it cool. I'm just going to put this aside right now because even though it's not fully toasted, you know me, I've already got some ready to go that I just did beforehand so that I can show you what it looks like. Now, here's the easy peasy part. In the same pan, I am going to add some more butter. There we go. And I already know that my pan is nice and hot. And I'm going to melt that down. And I'm going to add the rest of my maple syrup. And we know that's Ontario, because Ontario makes the best maple syrup. There we go, because of our maples. And I'm going to add to this the rest of my cinnamon. And just get everything incorporated, just like this. And now I'm going to add my apples, which have been thinly sliced. Again, it's up to you. I mean, the recipe suggests that you slice it like this. I went to foodlandontario.ca and looked up seasonal recipes, and this was a really fun one. And now I'm just going to make sure that my apples are nice and coated in all that butter, maple syrup, cinnamony goodness. And I'm just going to let them hang out because it's going to take probably about 5 minutes for these to get nice and tender. And I definitely want to make sure that they get nice and coated because apples are already nice and sweet and the maple syrup is nice and sweet. And so we don't need to add any more kind of sugar or anything to this because it's already sweet enough. There we go. Aren't they beautiful? There we go. Okay, I'm going to let that just hang out for a bit. Turn it down to about between medium and low because we don't want to brown it. We just want to soften it. And if I wanted to quicken up the softening process, I'd just put a lid on that and let it steam down a bit. Now, once this has cooled and I've toasted it, it will look just like this. Yum! Let me tell you how hard it was for me to not stick my hand into this bowl and just start snarfing it because boy, oh boy, this is tasty. When this is nice and cool, it's ready to use. It's actually fantastic for the dessert that we're making right now, but it's also really great as something that you might want to sprinkle onto yogurt or anything else that you enjoy toasted oats and walnuts on. Very, very flavorful. When this has softened, the next step that I want to do, which is an important one, is make a slurry. And I'm going to make that slurry using apple juice and cornstarch. Now, in other recipes, I've shown how to do a roux, which is equal parts fat and flour. And generally speaking, we're heating up that roux and adding a cold liquid. But for this, it's the reverse. We have our cold apple juice and our cornstarch, and we are adding our cold slurry to our hot apples. And so I'm going to add this to that. And what's going to happen is this is going to thicken up and become really saucy and really beautiful. And that is also going to take probably about 5 minutes for it to get to a really, really, really beautiful state. It's already looking really good. Fortunately for you, I made some already. I'm going to let this hang out, but what I'm going to do is I am going to build a really nice little dessert using this beautiful Ontario apple in our gorgeous cinnamon and maple syrup sauce. If you want this recipe, you know where I'm going to send you. Foodland, Ontario. You know what? It looks so good. I'm just going to add the whole thing to the bowl. And then top it off with some beautiful walnut and cinnamon and maple syrup. And enjoy. Oop, that's even prettier. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.